Okay, so right now I'm holding the Drop Grell OAE1 headphones, open back to be specific. And what we're gonna do is actually point out something that I found was rather unique about the design of the headphones, and to open up the conversation and just discussion about those things in general. Now, also we'll be transparent and let you know that they are sponsoring this video, but really I just wanna point out and bring up this one unique thing that I really found out about the headphones and just open the conversation and discussion for that particular thing that I found was rather unique. But nonetheless, at the very end of this video, I would like for you to draw your own opinions and conclusions about the headphones, and highly recommend checking out some other great YouTubers' reviews on these headphones. I'm just going to break down the one thing in particular that I felt like was pretty unique about them. Now, most headphones, you throw them on, the driver sits right here, dead center, blasting sound directly into your ear canal. It's also why headphones sometimes feel very different from the experience you get on speakers. Like the sound is in your head as opposed to all around you. The OAE1, designed by legend Axel Grell, moved the driver off to the side at an angle. So instead of firing sound straight into your ear, it's coming at you from the side. Why does it matter? I'll explain. Think about when you're listening to speakers. The sound isn't shooting directly into your ear, it's bouncing off the room coming from in front of you. That's how these are trying to work. They're trying to recreate that natural angle, and it actually changes how the frequency responds and hits your ear. With the speaker, as you orient yourself differently, it changes how things sound. As opposed to headphones, it's moving with you. Make sense? When the sound comes at an angle like the OAE1, some of those harsh mids and super crispy treble tones get softened. So instead of that super in-your-face fatiguing sound, you're getting something smoother. Also, something to note about the headphones is I didn't notice that they sounded super bright, nor did I feel like they sounded huge from a width standpoint, but really I felt like there was a lot of accents in the low mids and mid information. This is about spatial imaging too. That off-axis driver helps sound to feel like they have a little more depth. They're not just left and right, they're kind of floating in front of you, giving you that little sprinkle of 3D. And that is probably the biggest standout thing about the entire headphone. Not the width, not the richness as far as those low mids and things of that nature, but really the depth perception. I actually was able to pinpoint where that vocal was in the stereo image from a front to back standpoint. I noticed that in some of my favorite songs that I know so well, that the low mids felt like they were in front, and then the actual vocal felt like it was behind that. It was really interesting to be able to actually perceive that depth within the headphones, and to me, that's what stood out the most in them. To me, it feels like these headphones are for people that are looking for something affordable, giving you a better perception of depth than traditional closed-back headphones. Again, to me, it felt like these headphones had more of an emphasis in the low mids and mids. Now, one thing that's really funny about that, and why I did want to bring it up, is because a lot of times when I'm getting people asking for feedback on their mixes, I usually can tell, or I bring up when I feel like they've mixed it in headphones. And the reason why, or where my ear goes when I'm like, hey, did you mix this in headphones, is because I notice a lack of low mid information, let alone the actual lows themselves. I feel like the mix feels really thin and lack the body and weight. And my first thought is always, hey, did you mix this in headphones? I feel like with a lot of closed back headphones, that range just kind of gets missed when people are mixing in their particular headphones. So in the back of my head, being able to hear that perception, I thought was really, really cool, and something that I did want to bring up. So when I've heard people say these headphones sound more like speakers, it's literally because of how they design the angle of the driver and how that shapes what you hear. Now, I've seen a lot of amazing reviews and YouTubers actually discuss these headphones, and I highly recommend you check them out and actually get their opinion on them. What I wanted to do was open up the conversation to even more of the placement and design of the driver within the headphone, because I thought that was a very, very interesting thing to note. My thoughts with this video and headphones was to bring up the thing that I really felt was actually pretty interesting and unique about them, and then open up a conversation and discussion for them in that regard. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Please, if you would like to get the Drop Grell OAE1 headphones, I'll leave a link in the description below. Let me know if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, and I'll be in the comment section literally looking out for y'all and seeing what you think and what you've gathered as far as other videos that you watch as well on these particular headphones. Hope you enjoyed. Your boy Help Me Devon. Till next time, y'all.